Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for joining me today. As always, like, share, subscribe, but also uh, add value by adding commentary about the banknotes we're about to look at. If you're familiar with these banknotes, as I try to explain my way through, something that a lot of people know about and a lot of you may not know about, this seemingly, almost seemingly normal looking silver certificate is actually an emergency, World War II emergency issue note. And it is the kissing cousin to a note that you may be more familiar with, which is the Hawaii. So the Hawaii banknote, of course, obviously says Hawaii on it. And so it looks a little bit different than these emergency issue notes that are from North Africa. These notes were issued in conjunction with the invasion of North Africa in Operation Torch. And there's a lot of things, of course, obviously, besides just the visual that distinguish the North African issues from the Hawaii issues. Of course, Hawaii says Hawaii, North Africa. It just has this blue serial numbers and yellow seal. But also, these notes are actually silver certificates, which is different from the Hawaii notes, which are actually Federal Reserve notes. And so they were actually notes of a different legal status. And now the reason that both the Hawaii and North African series notes were created was in case the notes fell into the wrong hands, they could simply take the banknotes and say, look, anything that says Hawaii on it has no value. Anything that now says has this yellow seal has no value to it. And that was something that they had done strategically to say, hey, what if the worst case scenario happens, which I actually find amazing that they thought of all that, but I'm not involved in war, so what do I know? So what's interesting also about these is that if you want to collect the entire series and the very basic version of the entire series, it is actually going to be just 3 banknotes, the 1, the 5, and the 10. So if you're collecting by type, you only need 3 banknotes. We'll take a look at a value of these in just a little bit. So this is a 1934 A series with the yellow seal and the blue serial number. I actually read that someone did try to change these to look like Federal Reserve notes, which I find fascinating because you would have had to change the seal color to green and then the other stuff to black. It's quite fascinating. If you want to collect beyond just the 3 notes, there are also star notes. See a little star there? And there's also one big change if you want to collect all the notes. You have the 34 and the 34A. The 34A is the one that I have. That's the common one. There's actually a rare note you can cherry pick, the 34 without the A. Watch out for people erasing A's, but you can see huge price differential on that. So if you're just trying to collect average circulated banknotes, most of these North African notes, you can pick up an average circulated note for $50 to $75 each, which means you could collect the series of 3 for a pretty low price point. Now, of course, the other difference besides being Federal Reserve notes versus silver certificates is this is a 3-note series. The Hawaii banknotes were actually printed on a 1, a 5, a 10, and a 20, whereas these North Africans were only printed on 1s, 5s, and 10s. These notes also were circulated up into Sicily after North Africa, where they started at. So I always tell people, if you think you have the rare one, you don't. But that's 34A. That's what you're looking for on that. So if you have a 34 without the A, those are very rare. And a close-up look here at the seal, and that bright yellow seal with the bold blue numbers gives you quite the different look. If you want to try to collect these as star notes, so instead of having the A there, it would have a star on it. Very, very difficult to do, but you can find some of those notes in that $200–300 range for low-grade notes. Higher grade notes go cray-cray, so be careful out there. If you guys want to, you guys can go down whatever rabbit hole you want to. In fact, speaking of rabbit holes, some people collect these by plate blocks, which means see the CC. So they'll actually collect them. They want the different plate block. They want the different combinations of letters on there. So, do you guys collect North African emergency issues? Did you know about these? Leave your comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.